Oh, everybody was good. Hoping everybody is doing okay. Everybody is doing great, and it's another opportunity that we get to look into these charts and also getting to learn and see what happened today. So today is on Monday, and as you know, I've been looking into these charts, and from the last video, you know why I am looking for shorting opportunities. Also tomorrow I'll be looking for shorting opportunities, and um excuse me so I'm expecting to see price deliver to discount levels, which is this red zone here. So I'm expecting to see these markets deliver down. So tomorrow we'll be having CPI, which I don't think I'll be trading. I'll be looking for opportunities after the CPI news, because it will be really volatile, and I don't want to be in that kind of trade, right? So yeah, so I'll be talking about today on Monday, and how I did trade this price, how I did come to take this trade. As you can see, my TP also today by a whisker wasn't tapped into, but I will tell you what I did do. So before I start the video, please like this video and subscribe to the channel, so that we may grow together and get to learn together all day every day. I know my chart is marked up really a lot, and what you can see is we have these two red lines over here. Let me tilt one to these sell side liquidity there that has been grabbed today. Also we have this low at this other sell side liquidity. So before those were my targets for today, and I will tell you how I did read this price. So over here, over the daily time frame, what I did see, I beg that you may understand me, because I don't want to delete anything, because for this I'll be illustrating, and I'll be showing you how I did before price, or beforehand, how I did trade these candles. So over here, what I noticed is we have this daily inversion fair value gap. As you can see from last week, the candles were respecting the midpoint of this orange zone. I don't know whether it's orange or which color is this, after liquidity had been taken. So I talked about this on my previous video before this. So if you haven't watched, and if you want to see how what I talked concerning this buy side liquidity and also this daily inversion fair value gap, you can go replay the video, rewatch the video, then you can come back and get at bar with me, so that you may you may understand better on how I was reading this price action inside this daily fair value gap. So over here, what we've seen is we had this up close candle inside this down movement. For me, this was as an order block. This acted as an order block, whereby I don't want to see candles closure above the midpoint of these, but always consider the wicks. But one thing I did notice is you can see these candles high, these candles high, these candles lower high. So we have a lower high onto the left, a higher high on at the center, and a lower high on the right. So whatever is from there, we have this swing high. So I want to see this swing high being maintained, and you can see how the candles were closing and opening in below this daily inversion fair value gap, but the wicks were doing the damage. For instance, this candle, it opened, rallied high, created the high, rallied lower, created the low, then rallied higher, and then closed. So it closed below these midpoint, the white line of this daily inversion Fibonacci gap. Then you can see how Friday closed heavy. So for me, I was looking for selling opportunities, and what I was watching is I had these daily order block. So I dropped my 4-hour time frame. As you can see, everything now is becoming clearer. So remember, this is the daily order block, and this is the daily order block. And what I noticed inside the 3-hour time frame or the 4-hour time frame is we had Sunday, we had this trade lower. During Monday, we had price kind of consolidate at around this level here. I didn't see anything much inside the 4-hour because everything over here seemed balanced. Liquidity has been engaged over here. I guess you can see. Should I clear that? Yeah, I will clear because I talked about it from the previous video, so I'll not be using that. So over here we had the 2-hour inversion fair value gap, which let me undo it. Yeah, then I'll go to the 2-hour time frame, show you the fair value gap. So this fair value gap, right, from this candle's low to this candle's high, see how the bodies were respecting the midpoint of this closure at around the midpoint. Then we had this rally movement higher. You can see how the bodies and the wicks were creating engineering liquidity there as they were respecting these 2-hour fair value gap. Then over here we can see price rallied higher, clear the liquidities, and we can see this spike up this 2-hour fair value gap, which is allowed sometimes. So for that reason, I'll go back to the 4-hour time frame and get rid of this because I've talked about it. And what else I did notice at that range, we had these order blocks here. You can see how the candles were respecting the midpoint of these up close candle and also this up close candle. We had no candle that closed above the midpoints or the main threshold of these order blocks. So as liquidity was being engaged over here, you can see how liquidity was taken, and we had this tap into this daily order block, meaning above here everything to me was balanced. So I really didn't have anything to do with price action from before this candle to the right. So everything here has been balanced, and I'm okay with that. I'm seeing a swing high being formed over here. We had this order block, and what are we seeing? By then what I was seeing is we had this candles closure below the midpoint of this daily order block. We also have an inversion fair value gap here. We have this candle closing below it, and also this candle closing below these fair value gap that I didn't want to draw and label it because my charts will be messy. So yeah, we saw these movements. So to me, I wanted to catch a sell because everything to me is proving selling opportunities. So I dropped to the 3-hour time frame, and what I noticed is we had this fair value gap over here. So from this candle's low to this candle's high, we had this 3-hour fair value gap, and that it wasn't present in the 4-hour time frame, and that's why mostly I do not like to jump over any time frame. I like to do it systematically and get to go through every time frame, because sometimes you might realize you have a fair value gap inside a 2-hour time frame, but the 3, the 4, and the 1 hour, everything is balanced. So as I was perusing in the 3-hour time frame, what I noticed, we had this fair value gap that we can see price had dipped into it, but not that much. Then we had this movement of prices lower, and I'll be talking about these fair value gaps over here, but for now I'll go because I want to explain how I did read these price or these candles beforehand, right? and how I did enter my trade. So inside this 2 hour time frame, I noticed we have a 2 hour inverse fair value gap over here. It's too minute, or it's too small, excuse me, that sometimes we cannot notice it. You cannot see it, but we have it there. And for that reason, that's why you can see I had a wide stop, because I wanted to consider even these 2 hour fair value gap with my stop being above, slight above these, was it a 1 hour order block. Yeah, we had these up close candles, so for me I had my stop above there, but I considered also this 2 hour fair value gap because the market would rally higher. So what I spotted is I wanted to see, I didn't want to trust this movement, right, higher, because I am in a sell model. I decided that whenever I'm in a sell model, I'll be patient, and I'll put my sell limits instead of chasing these buys that sometimes may end up turning on me. For this instance, if I wanted to see price retrace to the midpoint, and maybe could have entered my buy around the zone, sorry, my TP could have been hit, but then price could have reversed on me. Then the market could have rallied and maybe tapped my TP, but also rally lower. But everything could have, the trade could have been have messed, right? So I didn't want to chase this because we have equal lows here. So to me, this I didn't consider this. So what I wanted to see is, I was patient because we had the news at around 8:30. So I was patient, and during the news, that's when I saw this spike of this candle higher with this liquidity that had been engineered here. And also we had these 3 hour fair value gap. So upon, sorry, all right, so as I was talking, is upon seeing during news, we had this spike up. I'll be taking you to the lower time frames so that we may confirm this. So what else I noticed is this 1 hour fair value gap. Was it a 1 hour fair value gap? So we had this blue zone there that sure was my 1 hour fair value gap. I was watching that, and also what else I was watching is this price action over here. We had this rally higher, right over here. We had this rally higher, tapped us into the fair value gap. Then you can see this candle's closure, which is closure below the midpoint of this 1 hour inversion fair value gap, which was signifying sells lower. But I was patient with this price action at around 4. And then during New York, we had this rally higher that took the London high, cleared the liquidity, and was in a key level, and that's when I decided to take my sells. So inside these price action over here, what I wanted to see is, I wanted to see price maybe react of this 1 hour inversion fair value gap, but these news are really spiked so fast, right, that it spiked so fast that I got as price was moving higher with this candle. That's when I decided to take my trade here with my stop that was predetermined before. So I took my trade first because I knew we had come for liquidity and also in our key level. So I wanted to see what price will do from that level. So immediately I took that trade. Then I saw the next candle rally really bearish, and you can see how it did close below that 1 hour fair value gaps midpoint, right? This candle, the 15 minutes candle, close below this midpoint of this 1 hour inversion fair value gap. And that to me, then I knew that my trade, I've got my sniper trade, and I was targeting, of course, my 1 to 2. But what did happen is market over here, we had a clean setup, a clean drop lower, whereby I was taking purchases. Then at around this level, that's when I had taken almost 3/4 of my trade, and had remained with some part whereby I trailed my stop loss to these candles high, and we had this drop lower, but my TP was not triggered. Then we can see the market reversed. Then I was stopped out at this level with a profit, right? So I caught my trade during the London New York session in a key level after liquidity that had been engineered before was grabbed, and was targeting my 1 to 2. Then it was a 1 to 9. Yeah, it was a 1 to 9 trade, but it was a good trade because of the good trade management. And I'll be taking you to these MT so that I can show you where I am currently. As you can see off my screen is we have the account at up 2% over here. Where is the chart? So sorry, I'll have to do this so that we may get to see. So you can see this where you can see where I had my again I need this tool. What is the tool? I need this tool. So you can see over here, this is the level I took my cells here and here. Then you can see some partials, some partial. So I took a partial here, a first partial here, then a second partial here. Then I trailed my stop loss, I think, to a given level over here. Yeah, that's when I was taken out around here. So this was the stop loss, but I had taken already my partials, as you can see. And these partials I took immediately. This low was taken because that's how I've learned it from you ICT. When you see a low being grabbed, it can be a liquidity grab, then you can see a reversal, and that's what happened after taking this portion of my trade. Then you can see and liquidity below the low being grabbed, and we can see these rally higher. So that's how I did trade today. That's how I did read my price, and it was a good trade. I'm improving all day, and the good thing is as we are learning, the most important skill I'm noticing is my stop loss placement, because as you can remember from my previous video, this week from Friday took most traders out, because you can see how liquidity over here was so clean. So I had considered the liquidity, plus also I had considered some fair value gap above, from which so I had a wide stop loss that could allow some trade to breathe in a loss, then maybe shoot back. And that's what happened on Friday, and also today, because I had this 2 hour fair value gap. I had to consider that with proper risk management and proper trade management, I got to withdraw something, or I got to take my account higher. But the good thing is we are getting better. So this is the end of this video. I would like to request that you like the video, and please subscribe to the channel so that we may grow together. So till next time, guys, be safe.